Welcome. Tonight we embark on a journey to understand a world in flux. A world where the familiar rules are being rewritten before our eyes. Today, we stand at a pivotal moment in history. The sun is rising not just on a new day, but on a new era. One that will shape the lives of billions for generations to come. The global order, once defined by Western leadership, is shifting, its center of gravity moving eastward. The world's attention is now fixed on Asia, and especially on China, as the epicenter of transformation. This transformation is no accident. It's the result of decades of strategic planning, with China at the heart of this change. Policies, investments, and vision have converged to propel the nation onto the world stage. The story of the 21st century is increasingly being written in Beijing, from the solar panels on our roofs to the AI shaping our future. China's influence is felt in the technology we use, the energy we consume, and the innovations that drive our economies. This is not just competition, it's deep interdependence and strategic influence. Nations are bound together by trade, investment, and shared ambitions, creating a web of relationships that is both complex and fragile. China has woven itself into the global economy, becoming indispensable in both visible and unseen ways. From the devices in our hands to the goods on our shelves, its presence is everywhere, often unnoticed but always essential. It's not just a participant, but an architect of a new system, combining technology, energy, and diplomacy to challenge old assumptions. China is setting new standards, building new alliances, and redefining what global leadership looks like. The scale is breathtaking, stretching from African mines that supply critical minerals to vast communication networks orbiting the Earth, connecting continents and people in ways never seen before. From Belt and Road infrastructure projects that span continents, to cultural exchanges that foster understanding and collaboration, China's reach is both physical and cultural. In 2025, China surpassed the UK as the world's second most influential nation in soft power. Its music, art, and ideas are now shaping global conversations, influencing hearts and minds far beyond its borders. In the following scenes, we'll dissect how China achieved dominance in green tech, AI, nuclear energy, and global supply chains, and what this means for the world. We'll explore the opportunities, the challenges, and the questions that remain. The future isn't written yet, but the ink is increasingly of a different origin. As we turn the page, we must ask, what kind of world will we create together in this new global order? China has rapidly emerged as the world's dominant force in renewable energy, transforming its landscape and global influence in just a few decades. Once known for its coal consumption, China now leads the charge in clean energy innovation and deployment. The country controls nearly every segment of the renewable supply chain, from extracting critical minerals like lithium and rare earths, to manufacturing the solar panels and wind turbines that power the world's green transition. This comprehensive grip on production gives China a unique advantage. This vertical integration allows Beijing to shape the pace and direction of the global energy transition, wielding immense influence over prices, technology, and access to resources. Years of focused government policy, massive investment, and industrial planning mean China now produces over 80% of the world's solar panels. This scale has driven down costs worldwide, making solar energy more accessible. But it has also created a deep global dependency on Chinese manufacturing. Through its ambitious Green Silk Road initiative, China is exporting its renewable energy model across continents, especially to the global south, where affordable clean power is in high demand. In Africa, Chinese firms are building vital infrastructure, from solar farms to power lines, bringing clean electricity to millions who previously lacked reliable access. These projects are transforming local economies and daily life. This green diplomacy not only fosters goodwill and creates new markets for Chinese technology, but also positions China as a responsible global leader in the fight against climate change. By becoming the world's indispensable supplier of green technology, China is powering its own economic ascent and cementing its status as a 21st century superpower. As the world races toward a cleaner future, the path increasingly runs through Beijing, making China's choices and ambitions central to the planet's energy destiny. China is rapidly closing the gap, and sometimes leading in artificial intelligence. Massive state funding and a competitive private sector have fueled breakthroughs like DeepSeek AI, shaking global tech markets and challenging American dominance. China is exporting AI to Africa, embedding its technology in digital infrastructure and shaping future economies. This creates lasting influence as technological partnership evolves into dependence. In electric vehicles, BYD has become the world's largest manufacturer, with overseas sales surging 83% in 2025. Chinese e-commerce platforms like Pinduoduo are now global trendsetters, reversing the old dynamic of copying the West. China's homegrown innovation from AI to consumer apps is setting the pace for the global economy. The world is now looking to China for the next big thing. China's energy diplomacy extends beyond renewables to nuclear power. With over 100 new reactors planned by 2035, China is building expertise and exporting it. State-backed financing makes Chinese nuclear projects attractive to developing nations, creating decades-long dependencies. Western reluctance to fund nuclear projects has left a vacuum that China and Russia are eager to fill. By financing, building, and operating critical energy assets, China gains significant leverage over partner countries. These long-term deals ensure diplomatic and economic alignment with Beijing. As the world turns to nuclear for clean energy, China is securing a powerful role in the global order. China's control over global supply chains is the bedrock of its economic power. From the bustling ports to the intricate web of logistics, China's reach extends into nearly every corner of the world's manufacturing ecosystem. It's no longer just the world's workshop, it's a leader in scale, logistics, and automation. Chinese factories now set benchmarks for efficiency, speed, and technological integration, outpacing many global competitors. China dominates the supply chains for future technologies, especially rare earth elements essential for EVs, wind turbines, and electronics. These resources are the backbone of the green energy revolution and next-generation devices. With over 85% of global processing capacity, China's grip is formidable, and alternatives will take decades to build. This dominance gives China a strategic advantage, making it difficult for other nations to catch up or diversify quickly. This control extends to digital infrastructure as China exports 5G networks and AI systems, setting global technical standards. Its technology is now embedded in the digital backbones of many countries, influencing how data flows and systems operate. The country that writes the code and sets the standards holds immense power. By shaping the rules of tomorrow's technology, China is positioning itself at the center of the world's digital future. Supply chain dominance acts as both shield and sword, protecting China from pressure and enabling it to wield economic leverage. This influence can be used to secure favorable trade deals or respond to international disputes. Disruptions to Chinese production would have global consequences. From electronics to automobiles, shortages would ripple across industries, highlighting the world's dependence on Chinese manufacturing. This quiet force shapes decisions and policies worldwide. Governments and corporations alike must consider China's role before making strategic moves, knowing that its influence can tip the balance. The world's technological future is increasingly built to Chinese specifications, as innovation and ambition continue to drive its dominance in both manufacturing and digital realms. China's rapid rise challenges the West, which has struggled to offer compelling alternatives, especially to the global South. China delivers infrastructure and technology quickly, while Western projects are often slow and conditional. The Belt and Road Initiative has built tangible projects across continents, while Western responses lag behind. The West's refusal to fund nuclear power created a vacuum China and Russia filled, ceding strategic industries. Competing with China requires public investment and strategic coordination, often difficult in democratic societies. Without a unified, proactive strategy, the West risks being outmaneuvered as Beijing sets the rules and standards. The challenge is not just to oppose China, but to offer a better alternative. China knows global leadership requires more than economic power. It needs cultural influence. The 2025 Brand Finance Report ranked China as the world's #2 soft power, reflecting its growing global presence. Chinese films and brands are making inroads, though most cultural exports remain popular mainly at home. Brands like Florasis are challenging Western dominance in fashion and luxury, shifting from "made in China" to Designed in China. Investments in global media, language education, and academic partnerships aim to tell China's story on its own terms. The goal counter negative portrayals and foster a positive global image. While challenges remain, cultural influence is now a core part of China's long-term strategy. Winning hearts and minds is as important as building infrastructure. The Global South is the main stage for China's ambitions. Beijing positions itself as a partner that understands development struggles, offering infrastructure, capital, and technology without political strings. The Belt and Road Initiative has transformed landscapes and economies, creating deep political goodwill. Many partner countries now align with China in international forums, reluctant to oppose their key benefactor. Critics warn of debt traps and growing dependence, as China sometimes takes control of strategic assets when loans can't be repaid. This economic and technological integration creates a new sphere of influence built on infrastructure, not military might. By controlling critical infrastructure, China embeds itself in national foundations, ensuring long-term influence. The geopolitical map is being quietly redrawn, one project at a time. China's strategy is reshaping the global order. This is the reality of July 4, 2025. Its dominance in renewables, AI, nuclear energy, and supply chains is building a new era of influence. China is now an indispensable partner to the developing world and a formidable competitor to the West. The world is becoming more interdependent, but increasingly on China's terms. The challenge for the West is to adapt, invest in innovation, strengthen alliances, and offer a compelling vision for global development. Simply opposing China isn't enough. Offering a superior alternative is essential. The coming decades will be defined by this competition of models. The United States is no longer the sole indispensable power. Understanding China's strategy is the first step in navigating this new landscape. Share your thoughts below. How will this new global dynamic shape our future?